do you feel right now?
I feel slightly nervous, but excited. Most of my artistic expression is through scripts that other people write. A lot of the times I find myself being put inside of someone else's frame. A part of myself is still hidden.
Can you take off your earrings?
Sure.
Can you talk about what your style says about you?
The more time I spend with my mom as a woman, I kind of like learning and seeing things about her that I'm carrying with myself. She doesn't invest in herself at all. And I was like, wow, that's something that I carry with me as well. It took me a minute to be like, you know what, Paige, you work extremely hard. You have this money. If you want to spend it on something that makes you feel beautiful, then you can do that.
Can you talk about assumptions that you think people make about you based on the way you look?
I think a lot of times people assume that I'm a lesbian. I was raised by lesbians, so that is a huge influence on my style. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like going through all these different changes and learning more about myself and realizing that I never really had a chance to explore what my sexuality is because I was living in such shame around sexuality my whole life. Growing up in Detroit, no one really knew that I had two moms. They were like, my birth mom and her sister or her roommate or whatever. Like, it was never a thing of like them holding hands throughout the streets, like walking me and we're this big happy family. It was always like very under the radar. Like, it was just never spoken, ever. I didn't need to have that conversation as a kid. I just knew what was going on and I never asked. But I also knew that it was something that everyone else was not okay with and that I couldn't really talk about to other people.
Have you ever been with a woman?
I've never been with a woman before. And so now I'm at this place where I am like, how do I do this? Do I want to just like jump head in, but I don't want to like force it? Is it real? So at this point in my life, I'm really confused.
So you've never spoken to your mom, like about this struggle or this conflict, or how do you know? Or
I have about like a month ago, because I had said something along the lines of, well, you know, I'm just looking for my soulmate, you know, whatever that is. And she caught it and she was like, so what are you saying? And I was like, I don't know, Mom. But the tea about that is that my birth mom is now married to a man. She does the whole like labels or whatever, but like I know that is not where her heart lies. I know that she is a lesbian, doused in shame, still to this day. And I recently went home last weekend and I talked to my other mom, and I was actually like finally was able to ask her how she knew and when she knew and her journey. She supports me and whoever makes me happy, if that's a man or a woman. And that really meant a lot to me, because when I started to think about this, I got really scared, because I was like, I would have to like come out and like tell people and like tell my other side of the family, who's like not really, I mean, like they're not like bad people, but I would just have to put myself out there in a way that I didn't even realize was that uncomfortable. It's really scary to be out there, you know? And you know what is actually the most scary part about it is to have the feeling that your family, the people who have known you all your life and who are supposed to love you, could be the people who turn their backs on you.
Do you think that's why your mom has kept it? Like,
I know that's why she's kept it, and I don't want to live my life like that at all.
Can you take your bracelet off?
when do you feel the most vulnerable?
When I cry, I think that is when I feel most vulnerable.
What are some of the times that you've cried recently, besides right now?
I cried Tuesday. I've been feeling this sense of loneliness. And I've been putting all of this pressure and attention on romance. And it just is so exhausting. Like, I don't want a relationship. And every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, maybe I walk outside and I find my soulmate and like everything's gonna change and like flowers are gonna bloom, and like once I find my soulmate, then that's when everything's gonna fall in line and like, woo, like that's gonna change it all. Like I'm gonna be on top of the world, and it's not true. It's just not true. But that's like the story that I have running in my head. And like there are days where I'm like so comfortable with myself, and I'm like, wow, Paige, you are so awesome. Love on yourself, girl. Like, and I do. But that is also filtered through, well, if you love on yourself, then like somebody else can love you. Like it's just all goes back to like, where's the bae? And it's just like, I'm so tired of it. Like it's just so like annoying. I like had a run-in with this person who I thought was gonna like solve all my problems, and of course they like pissed me off, and like I haven't heard from them. All right, I'm back to like square one with myself. What are we dealing with here? Like, where's the void that you're trying to fill? But luckily I do have amazing people in my life, like companions. And it's so funny that I've asking the universe to send me my soulmate, because I know that I have several in my life right now.
Can you take off whichever thing you want to take off?
Okay, guess I'll take off my pants.
What's your biggest dream?
My biggest dream is to have my own variety show. So this is the show, okay? It's In Living Color meets Dave Chappelle meets Soul Train. So like the thing about the show is you never really know what you're gonna get. It could be like, boom, a dance routine, ba 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 ba. Maybe it could be like a video skit, playing with like all different mediums. But the difference, see, because everybody asks like, well, what's the difference between this and everything else? But see, obviously I'm the difference. Like, I'm gonna make it the best thing ever. No show has me on it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm like, okay. That's fine.
What's your biggest fear?
To live in vain. I know that I'm on this earth right now for a reason. And if I don't continue to look for that reason and live for that reason, whatever it is, if I just stop and wither away. Like a month ago, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna move to Detroit. I'm gonna get a dog. I'm gonna work in an office. And I was terrified at myself because I was looking for so many different outside things to validate what was going on or that I was doing the right thing, that I was
like
ready.
What?
Like money, like a gig as an actor that I can be like, I'm booked, bitch. Like that whole thing of people being like, oh yes, like now you're a real actor. I was ready to give up because I was like, fuck it, this isn't gonna happen for me. And I think that that's my biggest fear, that I will end up doing that.
Why in your body, in your journey, in your skin, in your life, why is it a good place to be?
I think that my body is actually amazing. I can express and people can receive it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.